Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for amazing grace. Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for another. Thank you for a decent day. Thank you for peace and rain. Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys had a great Monday. Hopefully you had a great Monday. We're just going to wait for a few more people to come in. Make sure you share the live. We're going to have a great conversation today. Hello, hello. Hello, Mikhail. Thank you, thank you. Make sure you share the live, make sure you share the live. We're going to have a great conversation about Steelpan and business. And Melissa is going to talk about all about herself. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun today. Hello, Ty. Hopefully everyone had a great Monday. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come in. Make sure you share the live. Enjoy the music. Hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Augustus. Make sure you share the live. For a few more people. Hello, Marvin. Share the live, share the live.
What's up?
Not much, you?
The quiet. I look Marvin early.
Right? So how was your Monday?
It's cool, you know.
Yeah?
Quiet. I was off
Okay.
today, so.
Nice.
Yeah, Marvin laughing. Good.
We're just saying. You're usually late, so.
Very.
I mean, say I just had a little late. He just put you out there, so.
Nah, I ain't put him out, just talking facts. He put himself out. When he come in the middle of when everything almost dry up, gosh, I'm late again. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, not me.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Exactly.
So, I see we have a few new viewers today. Oh, that's your excuse? Kids work and everything else? That's the excuse?
What do you say? The kids working? That's what you're
Kids
saying?
work and everything
I
else.
know, I know.
Yeah.
I just have to harass it. Some new people, yeah, right, yeah. I know some people here goes chosen 1, 2, 3. What's
Yes.
up? I see
Hey,
Ghana too.
Sage. Yeah, I see Sofa Sage. I see Mary. There's some. See, I also I used to stream on Twitch, so I'm seeing my
Right.
Twitch fam right now.
Right.
Yeah. So since we have a good amount of people, hello and welcome to All Things Pan.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? What's
Everybody.
up? It's a good Monday. It's a good Monday. Welcome to All Things Pan. I'm your host, Danielle George, with your co-host, Kern Somerville with 1M. See, I feel like I have to say that every time. Should I stop saying that?
You know what? You just do
I feel
you.
like I
That is
feel
just
like
it.
I just want to get people to know how to spell your last name because I've seen it. You know what? We'll just move on. We'll move on.
Hmm.
We'll
But
move on.
thanks.
We are officially sponsored by Big Hair, Pantastics868. So make sure you check them out on Instagram. Make sure they have everything from like tenor sticks all the way to bass sticks. Check them out if you're in the States. Message me. I'll get them to you faster. I will do my best to get them to you. I had to custom some sticks for
Right, right.
someone a couple weeks ago, so that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. I could almost make sticks. Almost. Not quite. Almost. But you know.
Well, I don't know tell you what to do. But it's only because I have a lot, so I'm good for now. But when it's done, I
You're
know what
good.
to do.
No, my dad's there. You can call him.
Right.
So for those that are new on this page, we talk to panists, arrangers, tuners, pan enthusiasts, pertaining anything and everything about pan. But today we're going to talk about business. Is that okay? I hope
Yeah.
that's okay. I feel like we need to.
It should.
I feel.
Just
Yeah,
to be informed of that direction to see.
of course. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I would like to welcome. It's gonna wait for her to accept because I don't want to. I don't want to.
I just my chair.
Premature.
Go
Welcome,
ahead.
Melissa Jimenez.
All
Hello.
right, that's now. So wait.
Oh wait, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
you have
She
a
has.
routine, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, you have a routine. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us a very special guest in the midst. When I say special, I mean special. I don't mean retarded, but genuinely special. You know, she even though she's one of a pan player, a vocalist, and all those other good things by extension, but she's on a different, or you can say a woman of many hats. But today, she's come across in a different individual. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the lovely Miss Melissa Jimenez. Make some noise! That's all. I'm gonna do fireworks. That's all my fireworks. That's all. Right. Yeah! Make
Wow.
some noise!
You have no dessert dumpling.
Right.
None.
Wait. You can for you. You know, I take it on now. Take it on. You know, it's an important person, but you can. All right, just relax. Right.
I apologize.
Wow.
I,
If you tell me if I don't do it, you wouldn't pay me now. Wow.
I know the level of crazy you're dealing with, so my heart goes out to you.
Thank you. How are you?
Alive and kicking as
That's
well.
good.
Thank you
That's good.
for having me and forcing me to actually look like a human in months. So I welcome it.
I try.
Hey, watch that. You know you're alone, eh? Think about it, and you know me. I decided to look at part of business attire today.
Listen, I'm going in a sale. I'm gonna put on a little bit of foundation and saying, look like a human a little bit, you know, my skin, because I inside so long.
Right.
Matching my skin anymore. So I was like, all right, to Saudi the end. That's it.
Oh my goodness. So, before we get started, I just want to let you know, near the end of our show, we like to get our viewers to ask you some hard-hitting questions.
Okay.
So, you're going to be put in the hot seat for a bit, if that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Of course. I have questions too.
Oh. On that note, so you are, from what I know, you are the general manager of Music of TT.
Music TT.
Music TT.
Correct.
Do you want to? I know you've done a lot. I've seen your bio. I don't want to share them all because it's a lot. I feel like you should do that.
Right.
But do you want to share your accomplishments and journey before you became the general manager of Music TT?
Sure. So I literally took the time before this interview, and I literally made a whole bullet point thing going here because I'm like, all right, when people ask me this question, I just started to draw blanks. I'm like, okay, Melissa, we're not drawing blanks today, we're taking notes to jog my memory. So, where do I start? So on the Steelpan side of things, I graduated from UE in 2009 with a certificate in Steelpan, and then went on to do their bachelor's in musical arts. My major there was voice, but I also did Steelpan and percussion as my secondary instruments. So I played bass with Chordmasters and Pandemonium, and I played with Kern at the police band for Pan is Beautiful competition, and did some voluntary work with Sforzata as well. So I am not that entrenched in the Pan community that way in terms of everybody playing every year for how much decades.
Right.
But I do have an appreciation for it thanks to Akua Leaf. He kind of dragged me out of that comfort zone. He's like, you know, you're a choral girl, you like to sing, you like to play percussion or whatever. And then one day he was just like, Millie, come in Codemasters and just help me do some things now. So I was like, all right, so I'll go in Codemasters. He's like, put on these notes to me here on the bass, let me hear how it's singing, so put that down. He's like, all right, now play this to me and play that. Next thing I know, I end up being the leader of the bass section and then teaching everybody else how to play. And then that begins the drafting in of playing for Panorama every year. So I tell people I'm a seasonal player. I'm a seasonal pianist. All the year round kind of patters. So I hope it's okay and you all don't diss me too much for that. But I appreciate
You're fine.
Now you play for me, so I good. Once you play for my band, I good.
So aside from that, other Pan projects related things I've worked on is of late is Mark Loquan's 20th anniversary celebration, which was in 2019, October of 2019. I was the coordinator for all of those events. It literally started out with just one small idea. Mark is like, I just want to have this concert celebration for my 20th anniversary, celebrating Pan and whatever. So we're like, okay, all right, pull together that. Then it evolved into a conference, a 3-day conference / Pan show / launch of Pannotation //////. So I was coordinating all of those moving parts to make all of that happen, down to the artwork, everything. Like I did quite a chunk of that and thoroughly enjoyed it. And then now I am working behind the scenes as a project for Pannotation, which is an online store for music Steelpan scores. And an interactive platform connecting musicians, educators, and Steelpan enthusiasts. And that is also spearheaded by Mark Loquan and Dr. Mia Benjamin. So, so those are the behind-the-scenes projects. I've done a million other things that I can't remember right now, but those are the just let people know that I've been involved.
Very involved.
Other things leading up to where I am now. So I worked heavily in the NGO sector before Music TT for a number of years. With the Volunteer Center of Trinidad and Tobago, I was one of the directors on their board. For UE Percussion Ensemble, for UE Arts Chorale, Must Come See Productions, which puts on full-scale Broadway musicals type. And a number of NGOs. Like I can't even begin to list the number of NGOs I've worked with. And one that deals specifically with this topic in terms of the business side of it is Google Startup Weekend. Google Startup Weekend is a 3-day event. So Friday you come with this crazy whatever concept of a business that you have, and by Sunday evening you have a completely fleshed out business plan. In some cases you even have a website going and prototypes already going, and you're pitching to investors at the end of that weekend. So things that would normally take people years to do because of procrastination or whatever, people done in a weekend, and then it's just so much. I can't explain Google Startup Weekend to you. If you haven't done it, look for one anywhere in the world. They have it all over the world. Just find one and go to it. In the initial instance of me encountering that, I went in as a participant thinking, okay, well, I have this business I want to start up. Let me just go and see what this thing is about, by the way. And then I won a ticket to attend that. So I was like, why not? And then after that, I was like so amazed by the process and the learning and how quickly things happen, and the networking inside the room is absolutely phenomenal, that I then transitioned naturally, because I like working administrative end of things. So naturally I transitioned from participant to coordinator. So so I told the team who was doing it here locally, I'm like, here's this, I want to jump on, how can I help? And they're like, oh, great, all right, lovely, and put me to work immediately. So I worked for 2 other startup weekends in Trinidad, and then I went to do one in Chicago, one in Indiana, came back and was the chief host for one in Chicago, which was really, really huge. We had some big judges that we got for that one. And then came back here, and through Music TT did one for Trinidad and Tobago that deals with the creative sector. So looking at businesses being created in the creative sector. And gosh, please feel free to stop me from babbling.
Oh, you're not blabbing, you're boasting of your, of your calling. Okay.
Let's see what else. So some of the other jobs and stuff that I would have done, which is not necessarily related to music, but still in the creative industries. I was a consultant for a huge project in Chicago called Wabash Arts Corridor, Big Walls project. So Wabash is one of the main streets in Chicago, along with State Street, and this is downtown Chicago. And I was responsible essentially for finding all up and coming and prominent street artists. So if you've ever seen like downtown New York and downtown Chicago, there are these gigantic murals on the sides of buildings that are real funky. You'll see one with sax players, you'll see all sorts of different things. That is the Wabash Arts Corridor Big Walls project. So we had to find artists from Brazil and here and there and everywhere to come now, and we pair them with business owners in that downtown area who has that wall real estate available, and they want to the whole aim is to make downtown area look vibrant and pretty, so all the tourists would come and stand up next to like, oh, take pictures, oh, it looks lovely,
Yeah.
And that was essentially it. And of course, the other aim for that is to help to reduce the crime in downtown, more so the southern part of downtown area. So, once you make things look pretty and vibrant and welcoming and whatever, it tends to decrease the crime rate that is there. So another project, community project, was Ion India. They are based in Chicago and New York, and they essentially do a conference every year. It's very creative in nature in terms of the type of content that they put out. And it's basically, they were founded basically to connect the East Indian community, well, I shouldn't say East Indian community, the Indian community together. So, wherever the pockets of the Indian community is all over the US, Ion India kind of reaches out to them and get them involved in Ion India and all the different things that happen there. I cannot remember the name of this duo, but there was one duo that I found there. It was a Indian classical singer, classical slash jazz kind of singer, and she was paired with a double bass player. And I cannot tell you, I was broke.
Wow.
I want to see them on a jazz stage, a huge jazz stage. It was fun. It was a fantastic experience. Um, so all of that, I'm talking about Chicago. Let me backtrack a little bit. So before I left to go to Chicago, I actually was the recipient of a Fulbright scholarship in 2015. So my colleague Akua Leaf would have left the year before me on the same Fulbright scholarship. So I helped him with his application and assisted him with his application. And then when come time for me to do my application the next year around, I'm like, this application too long, like too long, too tedious. It is frustrating the living bejesus out of me. So I think it was probably about an hour to midnight or something like that. And the deadline was midnight, of course. And I'm calling Aku and I was like, I fed up with this application. I think I'm leaving this for next year. So I would always recall his words with, Millie, you do everything for everybody else. You're always volunteering. You're always helping. You always want to do for everybody else. He's like, do this one thing for yourself. And I'm like, okay. I sat down. That stopped me in my tracks because I'm like, that is true. Say, okay.
Right.
And I finished the application and sent it in, like, I think the button of midnight, and wasn't expecting to get through at all. And then a few months later, I hear, oh, okay, I got through. I'm like, all right, cool. So my friends and my family are like, why aren't you jumping up and down? Why aren't you excited? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it's sinking yet.
Right.
Like, I didn't think it's sinking yet. And then after that, just everything else flowed. I went to Columbia College, Chicago through that, and did a master's in arts management. They had it formally titled Arts, Media, and Entertainment Management, which is actually a better name for it, but it was just too long, so they truncated it to arts management. And spent 2 years there and then came back. So on the coming back leg is like, okay, you went out there because not many people in Trinidad at that point had done anything arts management related. As a matter of fact, there were only 2 other persons before me that actually have qualifications in that area. So I am like, okay, I said, I don't know. I am a God-fearing person. I said, Lord, you send me to do this. This is what you wanted me to do. I said, you make the jobs available. Wherever I am to be, I am to be. I said, so I am coming back home. Everybody asking me, Melissa, what you coming back home for? Stay in the US, stay and try and work there and da-da-da-da, because I have nothing for you to come back to do and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, you know what? That's okay. I said, I want to come back home because I miss the beach. And God will take care of me. I said, I'm not worried. And my voice to everybody was, he sent me there, so he's going to bring me back to do what I need to do. So it was just until, so I came back May of 2017. And then by, I think, it was February 2018 when I saw Music TT had out advertisements for a project officer. Now, I was overqualified to be a project officer at this point, but I really don't care because I'm like, this look right up my alley. I think I'll enjoy it, whatever, because I like managing projects. So I said, okay, let me do this. So I went in there, and within a matter of 3 months, the person that hired me and my coworker left. So it was 3 of us in the company. So the general manager sent in her resignation, and the project officer alongside me also sent in their resignation because they were just transitioning out of the company at that point in time. And I remember the general manager then, Janelle Frampton, she's like, Melissa, she's like, God sent you. I said, well, why you say that? She said, because I have been wanting to transition for a while into writing books and doing other things. And I kept thinking that I need a successor. I need a successor. And she was praying, Lord, send me a successor so that I am able to help this person and train this person and hand over the company to this person, her baby that, she nurtured to hand over. So at this point, she had me in tears like a big baby, crying in a corner because I am like just happy, and I was like, oh my God. I said, look at it now. Look at your work. Look at this. And within that very short period of time, both she and the project officer that were there, they were just dumping information into me. Just dumping. They attempted to stress me out on the low. I only found out after by giving me excessive workloads to do to see if I would break, and I did not. Right. Thank God. They were like, we kept giving you things to do to see, all right, let's see how far Melissa would go. Let's see how far she. And at no point in time, I broke. I didn't get frustrated, nothing. So there's like, yeah, they were comfortable enough at that point to say, okay, is send any resignation? We're good. Melissa is good. Let her deal with what she had to deal with. So 3 months in, and then I became the general manager. And funny enough, my last job as well, the same thing happened. The exact same thing happened. I went in as the marketing assistant at that NGO that I worked at, and then that was same 3 month span, and the manager was like, yeah, she's moving on to other stuff now. She dumped everything on me, and it's like, okay, it was sink or swim at that point. Stepped up to the plate, then I became the marketing manager there, and then took over for the next 5 years. So, so to see, the beginning, and that was my first job. So my first job mirroring the job that I have now, it was just an interesting dichotomy.
Yeah.
And yes, so I'm at Music TT. I am doing all that I can that is within my power to do to help. I've come, as I've just mentioned, through all the different projects. I am a creative, just like everyone else inside of here. I am a musician, although I don't do it very much right now. So I understand goals that people come with. I understand all the different areas. I've been to, I like a real salt and callaloo kind of thing. I just be in the middle of everything. So, I just used to be popping up at events all over the place. So people knew my face. They didn't know who I was because I'm pretty quiet when I go to those events. I usually go by myself and just sit down there, taking whatever is happening. So I've been in it. I've lived it. I understand the woes. I understand the sentiments. The passion that sometimes get displaced for disgruntledness and otherwise. Right. I think that I am in a position where as much as is allowed to me, I can assist. So, yeah, I think I'll just leave you all to go on.
Too funny. Too funny. So you mentioned Music TT often and how you got in there. Do you want to explain what it is to everyone that's watching?
So, Music TT. So the long name is the Trinidad and Tobago Music Company Limited, shortened for Music TT. So Music TT is a state agency under the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Our parent company is Creative TT, and we are one of 3 sub-companies to Creative TT. So it's Music TT, Film TT, and Fashion TT. And all of our mandates collectively are the same. We are vested with the responsibility for business development and export activity of the different named sectors. So one of the popular questions is, well, how come you're not underneath Ministry of Culture? So because we are dealing with the business aspect of things and culture deals with the preservation, they moved us across, they put us under the Ministry of Trade because Ministry of Trade deals with business and export. So
Right.
Yeah.
for TT, if you're familiar, Invest TT, all of that is under Ministry of Trade. So naturally, if we're dealing with the business and the export activity of the sector, we're going to be under the Ministry of Trade. However, we do work closely with the Ministry of, well, it's not culture anymore, Ministry of Tourism and
Tourism.
Development, and I can't keep up with the name changes.
Yeah, girl.
So that's where it is right now. And feel free to visit our website. I'm making that plug.
Do it. Do it up.
Thank you. musictt.co.tt and at Music of TT on all platforms, across all platforms. So, yeah.
Yeah. Karen, do you have a question? I feel like you have a question there.
Not yet, but
Not yet.
you can go
All
ahead
right.
again. I
right.
will save it down to the end.
You say it. Oh,
All right, look at who
Okay.
I was there: tourism, culture, and the arts.
Tourism, culture, and the arts.
Right. Thanks, Akua.
I feel like they change it every year. Is it just me?
It feels like it does feel like, yeah.
It changes. That's the best way to say it. It changes. The best way to put it.
That's what, okay. So, since we're on a Steelpan platform, how can Steelpanists and arrangers, I don't know if tuners can get involved with Music TT?
So there's a number of things that we started rolling out recently. But prior to that, I'm going to mention, so Ministry of Trade actually has a grant for Steelpan manufacturers and tuners.
Okay.
So you can check out that grant facility. I know y'all are going to come back and say a million and one different things about that, but all I can do is direct you to that. That is not the view of Music TT. You can, however, send me your concerns about the grant and the specifications that they're asking for, and I would gladly funnel that to the powers that be. So I am here to help. Use me. Don't attack. Use me to help your cause.
Hey, that.
So yes, so there is that grant, as well as there is facilitations happening under Export TT. So be sure to look out for Export TT stuff as well. If you're not following those pages, you should, because they would put out the post about different grant facilities and opportunities there. So for the Music TT side of things, we only really started diving into including Steelpan last year. So last year we kicked off a Steelpan Business Entrepreneurship Series in November in celebration of World Entrepreneurship Week. So we did a one week Steelpan conference, and that consisted of 11 webinars in the areas of studio recording process, intellectual property, grant writing, business plan development, etc. And then it also had 5 interviews with Steelpan entrepreneurs. And since Akua is here, Akua was the host of all of those entrepreneurship interviews. So we talk one-on-one with Sarah's Pancase and Panlan, etc., and heard their insights into what it takes to build that sort of company, how the company functions, where they're going, what are their export routes, and how they do that, chroming, etc. So there's a really, really good wealth of information from that week of activities. It is hosted on our YouTube page, so if anyone wants to get that knowledge that was passed on that week, if you missed it, feel free.
It was a good week because I was there.
Feel free to visit our YouTube page and you can go through everything there. The only thing that was missing, which was so vital to the Steelpan community, was marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That was because, I don't know, for some weird reason, there was a glitch in the webinar software. So the video for that wasn't saved. So the only
Oh,
people that would have benefited from that is whoever attended the live session itself. So unfortunately, the most needed thing, which is the marketing aspect of it, is not in that lineup. But we will rectify that in the future.
good.
There is also a Reverb webinar series. So it's pronounced Reverb, but it's spelled RVRB. You can also find that listing of YouTube on our YouTube playlist. And that has up to date to today 27 different episodes in webinars to look.
Wow.
So this Reverb series in particular will help persons wanting to get into the management side of things, arts management, talent management,
Mm-hmm.
that side of things, music for film, music for games, and even more so instrumentalists wanting to be a recording artist. So sticking up in there a little bit, that is something that, I find like we have this crazy wealth of talent in Trinidad and Tobago. Between the musicians and even the singers, is so many people. Yet we only see the singers come into the forefront to be the recording artists. And very, very few, like 2% of persons who are actually instrumentalists going forward to be recording artists.
Yeah.
So it's like there is a career there. Like why is nobody, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
genuinely asking the question, and I've asked it to a few people and nobody could answer as to why the instrumentalists feel that they can't be that face of a recording artist. Why can't they can't be their own recording artist?
Mm-hmm.
So I am encouraging y'all, please try and go that route. I mean, I love listening to instrumental music. If you go in my Apple playlist right now, is literally a whole set of instrumental playlists. I play it to go to sleep. I play it to do my work. I can't play music with lyrics to do my work because I will sing every single song and I will.
Mm-hmm.
So I play instrumentals. you know? So there is a market for it. So I just want to encourage persons to do that. So pin
Mm-hmm.
unstuck. Um, we have our spotlight program. So with the spotlight program, we take in a cohort of persons every year. And it's just about 6 to 8 persons we take in. So it's a very exclusive, tight-knit program. They have to audition for it. And we let me just say this here because we don't select the persons to go into the program at all.
Mm.
So we have
Okay.
an external panel that comes and does that because we know how our people are when it comes to government. They'll be like, yeah, them choose who they want. And da 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 da. So we take a 100% standoff approach in terms of who is selected and be like, judges, free reign to you. Y'all are
Mm-hmm.
so you all choose who's going into this program. Um, and when those persons are selected, and that is by an open audition process. So when those persons are selected, we do a one-on-one study with them to sort of archive all of their information, all of their releases that they would have done, the projects they've worked on, etc., and build up portfolios for each one of them. And then after reviewing that, we also discuss with them the gaps and, of course, where they want to go in the future with their music, etc. Now, this program, a lot of people complain about the requirements to even audition for this program because you needed to have a certain number of releases, a certain number of public engagements, etc., etc., and they find that bar is too high. This program, being very, very frank, is not for the wedding singer. It's not
Mm.
a casual player that just decide they want to play for somebody's birthday party. This is for
Right.
serious, in this case, musician that says, I want to be the next Arturo Tapin, or I want to be the next to Sandoval, or I want, whatever big
Mm-hmm.
musician that you can come up with. You want to be the next Liam Teague. You want to be that, and that is your goal. That is where you want to see your Steelpan career go. Then that program is for you. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
else, I am sorry. I will take 100% flack for it. Again, it's not for the birthday and the wedding players and the whoever else that just decide, oh, I can play pan, let me go play pan for these things. That is not, this program is not for you. That's way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just be totally transparent about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
That's
that's
good to hear.
the, so we are now in cohort 4 of that program. It takes 9 months. And at the end
Okay.
of the program, we only recently introduced with cohort 3 EP. So we have them working towards an EP throughout the 9 months, or part of the 9 months, because it's not going to take 9 months for them to do one song.
Mm-hmm.
So we pair them with a songwriter and a producer, all of which are well-known persons, very, very well-known with history of accolades in the industry for how many of umpteen years. So these persons are well-seasoned and they're getting the best of the best. And
Mm-hmm.
then they go into the studio, they produce their song, producer hands over a finished product, and then for group 3, for cohort 3, we now have a project spotlight out. So if you go on any of the major streaming platforms and look for project spotlight, you're going to find that EP that is eight tracks long. Yeah, it was 8 persons in that cohort. Yeah, so 8 tracks long. One of the persons is Mahalia Thomas, and she is a panist. Mahalia said, yes, this is what I want. I want to go in this direction. She's also interested in composition. So she worked alongside a mentor to produce her song, because the person that was dealing with the songwriting side of things wasn't familiar with instrumental works, right? So with Akua again, and he worked with her as her one-on-one mentor and worked through things with her, and she came up with a song. It is absolutely fabulous. So if you haven't listened to Project Spotlight, please go across to all major streaming platforms and listen to Project Spotlight. And Mahalia's song is actually Project Spotlight. That's the name of her song. So
Yeah, sorry.
here's the first one on the album, featuring Trinidad and Tobago's lovely instrument in its finest. And you will be completely blown away by the sound of it. It is fantastic. I was there
Yeah,
for
I heard it.
the process, and from what it started with to what it ended with, it's 2 totally different things. And it was awesome to watch her come into her own. And she is an extremely bubbly person.
Mhm.
We've had her on the show. We know.
I think she's here now too. I think she's on the
Yeah, I think
line
she's
right
here.
now.
Yeah.
So that came out in her music and then in her live performance.
Yeah.
So look out for the Project Spotlight. The auditions for that will come around September month, September, October, thereabout. So if you're following the Art Music of TT page, we are always posting. So just look out for when you see that Spotlight audition call goes up. Tell your friends, your uncle, auntie, nana, and everybody, hey, the Spotlight audition coming, because we want to see more instrumentalists coming into the program on auditioning. So please do look out for that. Mahela says she feeling bad.
See? Yeah, let you know, come see.
And last but not least, we are working on a project called Music Zones, which is off the heels of Trinidad and Tobago receiving the UNESCO awarded for City of Music, UNESCO Trinidad and Tobago for the Spain City of Music. So projects inside of there is a Music Zones project where we're trying to identify all the steel bands across Trinidad and Tobago. And this is not just the panorama steel bands, but also the community bands, etc., that would be that perform. And the grand aim is for Music TT's website to be the international hub of and portals for all Trinidad and Tobago music. So anybody type in any combination of Trinidad and Tobago music or music of Trinidad and Tobago or music Tobago, music Trinidad, whatever, we want Music TT to hit that first page Google and be able to funnel people to all over. So one of the pages inside of there we definitely want is a profiling of the steel bands. And what does that mean? It's going to take the two different forms. One, it's going to be a literal map of Trinidad and Tobago. And then when you hover, this is where the geotagging comes into play. When you hover different areas of Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to see pop up Exodus located so and so and so, Phase 2 located so and so and so. And when you click on those profiles, it now takes you to their full profile. It'll give you their band information, who's the leader, who's the this, the that, the location. You'll see some pictures from them. You'll see an updated bio, etc. And this, and as well as phone contact, email contact information so that you can reach out to the bands. Now, just to paint what that picture will be. Because if it is that, not if it is, when we become that major international hub for everybody looking for Trinidad and Tobago music, what's going to happen for those steel bands now is you have a number of festivals all over the world. You have you have recording artists looking for Steelpan players, etc. So now that they have this concentrated place that just looks, the information is there looking all fancy, whatever, this now opens up a door of opportunities internationally for those persons. Now, this is not to negate any other sites that are currently doing this or any other companies. So that said, on that Music TT website, you're also going to see listings of links to the National Steel Symphony Orchestra. You're going to see links to Tobago. You're going to see links to the Ministry of Culture, etc. So a number of different places that also deals with it, with Steelpan and it's in whatever form and fashion, as well as other areas of music. So it's basically a resource site. That page in particular is going to be an extra resource page that will lead you to all these other companies. So if for whatever reason, they find that, okay, they want some more, or they want to learn more about the Steelpan organizations in Trinidad and Tobago, then they, click on Pan Tobago. Oh, okay, this is what they're about, etc., etc. And they could learn more. They could learn more about you could learn more about the police band if the police band is registered on that system. So, and then it will take them to the police band's website if they have one, or the Instagram page, or the whatever. So to open up that portal, because we deal heavily with a lot of international networking, is meant to open up that portal some more and allow for more opportunities and exchange happening there. So that was a mouthful. On the Steelpan front, that is what Music TT is working on.
Yeah.
We would really greatly, for everyone inside of here listening, appreciate that support. Any steel bands that you know of locally that you want to get on that database, if you haven't already been contacted, you can send your interest to info@musictt.co.tt. And just send us a note there that you're interested in being part of the Music Zones project in particular, and someone will contact you to get further information on it. So we're looking, we need help in order to build that. We can't build it by ourselves. So, yeah.
Along with that website, are you looking for like manufacturers and tuners, or is it just?
Absolutely. So we have along on the website itself, you're also going to find, actually, it's active right now, a database of music professionals. And that deals from everybody. So the manufacturers, the tuners, the arrangers, the composers, the singers, the songwriters, the musicians, the event planners, you name it. that database, people can go on and log their information and add themselves to the database. It's not as intensive as the artist registry. For those who are familiar with the Trinidad and Tobago Artist Registry under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, right? We actually suggest that you register simultaneously, because some of the persons registering on our database will also be the birthday singers and the wedding singers and the whatever wedding players and whatnot. So they won't necessarily qualify to be on the artist registry that way. I'm saying that very loosely because the artist registry application is intensive, and it's intensive for a reason. It's meant to weed out those persons that are not really interested or don't necessarily make a full living from the arts, right? So our own is a little more encompassing, and it's literally just a database for us. And that also helps, again, if you're registered, that also helps with gigs and performances, because we always have things going on, and we're always looking for new persons to hire for talent in all sorts of different areas. And I don't mean talent just in performing, talent in all different areas. So we go there to find service providers sometimes and funnel them across to projects that we're doing. So yeah, it'll be in your best interest to do that.
Kern? Just saying.
What's that? To be honest, Melissa answered almost everything I wanted to ask. Because if anybody have questions to ask there, are they really good? Because like I answered everything. If I want to say what about Steelpan, I say that answer. What about performing? If you want to be interested in making pan and playing a career, how can you help? It answered already. So that's just it. You know, so you know, you forget to tell them though. That's on the flip side, on the lighter side of things. You should forget to say I was a model too.
Oh,
no. No.
wait, you're a model? Wait, what?
Listen.
That was literally a once in a lifetime Melissa jump.
And twice?
It was once.
You see the gender? Nah. Twice, I think.
It was once, darling. Uno. Ero uno.
You see what you see? Look, but gender, I agree though. The model before. You know, and not just model, she was also, I guess, she sang as well too. Because she's this individual, right? Yeah. She like to always be behind the scenes, as she rightfully said. But yeah, my girl come out, she hold herself and start to sing. I say, look, Mahalia and all. Yeah, she could sing. She could sing. Not sing, she could sing.
Sang, okay.
Yeah. I like no files tonight too. Yeah, you see? And that's why she don't like to she always listen to instrumentals, because if she song,
She's singing in her
sing
head.
along. Not sing in her head, just sing it out. Sometimes she's singing a song, you know that song? No. And she's singing it word for word.
Well then.
Yeah.
So we should see a thing coming between you two, eh?
If I didn't happen already, we perform. I'll post it up on Instagram tomorrow.
There we go. Thank you.
I'll find it. Yeah.
Well, I will disown you. Please do not.
Well, I already felt. Well, Gil, it was nice knowing you.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Okay,
no,
well,
I mean, what I can really say though, that Melissa, and I'm sure people who will say she really, I could say the years I've known her, she has grown. And one of the things she always does, and she said for herself, always going out all the way for everybody, helping everybody in every way she can. And just as she rightfully said, now when it's time to deal with herself, she treats herself like a minority. So I don't know, but the good thing about it being around the right people, and you know, she's blessed, you know, I could say that. And also, you see, here, gender, I have to put you on the spot. No. See,
all the
but
time.
Uh-oh.
no. I wouldn't say that, but put aside all, we have a really good friendship here, but from the seeing the growth and maturity, because seeing her, where as I said, where she was then to where she is now, and I can say, yeah, I'm very proud of you, and you finally get the blessings you truly deserve, and this is just the beginning, and there's more to come. So thank
You
you.
trying to be crying the people alive. Behave yourself, please.
No, oh gosh, but you have to give credit where credit is due. And you see, look what,
Mm-hmm.
look, people commenting. Melissa is awesome.
Ah.
You see, no, because you and I know everything. So I mean, you work hard, and it's really great, especially to see your contribution. And I mean, you're the righteous person chosen for this. See that somebody actually repeated the right person for the job.
Mm-hmm.
See, there you go. So
Just don't forget us little people when you get big and famous.
well, I thankful her because she remember me still. She just passed my house, make noise when she see the car outside. So I feel humble. I can say Melissa is my whole friend. But nah, but as I said, and she is really inspirational when it comes to developing seriousness and moving forward, and as I said, the business aspect, which is something
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning, and it would really be a great initiative to come on board for that. So I hope people really check it out and come on board to see how we can grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to take Pan to another level. Yeah.
Exactly. And even
Yeah.
outside of music, TT, like I just want to see the pan fraternity grow. Like I want to see them put aside this whole pan man mentality. I just have
Yeah.
a panyard and really see the business because it have so much money in pan. I mean,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
so much. And but people
Mhm.
just not structuring themselves in a way to be able to benefit from it. And it's
Mhm.
like, oh my God, like I just want to hold my head and just be like, but why you not doing this and why you not doing that and why you not doing the other? And
Mm-hmm.
it's just we had
Mhm.
plenty of conversations about this between Kun. I see
Mhm.
Kristen just came on. Kristen, you would hear me mentioning Akua because Akua is one of my bestest friends. So I would
Mm-hmm.
always be, we always back and forth with these conversations with Gussie.
Yeah.
Even so, we always having these conversations, and I want to see it grow. I want to see things more streamlined. I want to see people
Yeah.
benefiting. I don't want to hear about, oh, they're just waiting for Panorama season every year so I could eat up.
Yeah. Gosh.
There's not
Yep.
a eat food, it's a business you're running. It's a business
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
you're running. To really start treating it that way. And and
Yeah.
and just even if it's just to start out with simple business practices. So
Mhm.
for example, registering the business. How much people don't have the business registered.
Yeah.
Just register.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. I'm at fault. But don't worry. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to
Open
you.
accounts for your business. One of the things, so
Yeah.
we are in conversations with some of the banks here. And okay, so Brielle is saying they don't want to invest in the industry. So as I'm on this bank topic here, so in conversation, and again, this comes with your setup, right? Your business setup. If it is you keep passing the money through your bank account and you passing your money through, you're taking cash and you're taking the money and you're spending it right away. It have no, okay, you get a money for, let's say a tuna, you get a money for a pan. What should be the next step from that? If it is they can't pass it through your business account, then when you get that cash, you should pass it through the business account and then take it back out if it is you need it. Because what the
Mm-hmm.
bank wants to see and know is that you have money going into the account and coming out, and you can account for all these clients that paying you this money for this. If you're a musician, same thing. But if you passing it through your personal account or not passing it at all, because we are very much a cash-based creative society, then
Mhm.
it have no way that they could say, okay, this money come in this year from the creative sector. When you're trying to figure out statistics wise, all of this contributes to us not being able to have statistics for the creative industry because of this cool cash-based system and because of you not having proper business practices. So let me tell you how that trickle effect happens. So y'all not doing, and I say y'all including myself and anybody else in the creative industry of a whole, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in terms of the basic business practices, right? And we're gonna zone it down as I did to the money. So you're taking cash from Kern, all right, you hire Kern for this performance and you give Kern a $5,000 cash. All right, Kern, go on and spend that money wherever you spend it. 1,000 might probably hit the bank, he go on and spend it on something else, right? And then Danielle get money for something else, a $500 performance, and then she just take that money and say, all right, let me go and pay the makeup artist just now for whatever. So when you do things like that and it doesn't pass through a system, when the national census and stuff goes on with the trying to figure out how much the creative industry makes, it does not reflect inside of there. So which in turns also reflects our funding. So people's like, how come, Music TT had to help you do this and you had to help you do that. But then if we don't have the statistics backing us up to show that the creative sector is making this, the artists making this, the musicians making this, and not able to account for those figures, then they'll just be giving money to us arbitrarily to do stuff, right? In the claim that the creative sector is profitable. Nobody filing taxes. So
Yeah.
nobody filing taxes. So again, the government have no way of knowing how much money the creative sector making because, it's a chain effect that happens there. So when you come back to the question of tuners can't get loans and all of that, is because there is no system, their practices are so horrible or non-existent in some cases that the bank has no way of saying or showing confidence in the banking industry. Now, mind you, this is not to side with the bank and say this is why they not doing so and so. This is only a portion of the explanation. Only a portion of the explanation because I well that the banks could do something. It's just that our society, where our banking industry is concerned, is very risk averse. So the creative industry is deemed as a risky business, for want of a better phrase. If you start to talk ROI and stuff, I'm sure no anything intended, but I'm sure half of you can't have a conversation if you sit down with a banker or whoever to invest or an investor to say, what is my ROI? And what is ROI? Return on investment. If they invest in you, then what is their return? How are you going to guarantee them that they are going to get returns on whatever they invest in you? You can't even begin to have that conversation. So all of that is things that you have to learn to be able to, become a little more self-sufficient. And even, and I'm saying learn in the sense of, you had to go down a whole rabbit hole to learn about investment and learn about this and learn about that and know every single aspect. But you should have some sort of working knowledge. You don't want anybody to be able to pull blinders over your eyes.
Exactly.
True.
And not function. So let me give you a singing example. I was saying singing because it was a singer, right? So there's this very popular singer in Trinidad. Won a whole bunch of major competitions and whatnot. And then this insurance company said, yeah, we want to hire this girl for one of our big events in Hyatt. So they say, okay, well, we want to hire you for so and so and so. She says, oh, well, go talk to my manager. So she put the manager onto them. Now, she not minding her business, right? And her business as in, I'm the brand, my brand is my business. She's not minding her business, right? So she just, the glam of, let me pass them on to my manager. Talk to my manager, kind of thing. So she puts them onto the manager and they do the negotiations and everything on her behalf and whatnot. And they agree to pay her this lovely lump sum of money for this very short performance, right? And the performance was over 2 days. So manager comes back to her and give her whatever figure. This is what it is. So. And for those of you not sure how that manager-client relationship, the manager usually takes about 10 to 15% of the revenue earnings. So if you getting paid $2,000 for the gig, 10 to 15% goes to the manager, and then the rest to you, right? And of course, up with, if it is you have musicians with you, of course you have to pay your musicians, etc., and whatever. If it's just a track, well, hey, you're in a gear, you get money in your pockets, right?
Yep.
So the manager negotiates, and then she was like, oh, but this figure sounding good, she happy with this figure. So let's say the figure was $5,000 per day for the performance, right? Because it was an exorbitant figure. And the manager comes back and tells her $2,000 is what she's being paid. So she's like, okay, no problem. She happy, $2,000. That's good. Right. So then the person from the insurance company wasn't comfortable dealing with the manager, and they found that he was a bit underhanded and sneaky and whatever other name you could find for it. So they decided to call, and they're like, we just want to make sure, do you know how much we're paying you for so and so and so? And she's like, yeah, $2,000. They're like, no, we're paying you $5,000 per day for, I think it was 3 songs that she had to do each day for them. $5,000 they got in per day. So when she heard that now, it's like, but wait, what's happening here? And again, it comes back minding her business of her being a brand. She wasn't mine. She left it to whoever else, and say how all creatives love to say, I can handle this business thing. I just want to create. I just want to make my music. I just want to play. I just want to write. I just want to do whatever and just hand it over to somebody else. It don't work so. Exactly. It don't work so. Unless that person is your mother or your father and you trust them with your life and your big toe, it don't work so. You know? So this manager did not have her best interest at heart. He was just trying to scam money off her. So when she was supposed to be the 4,000 or 3,000, whatever, she was making 2,000, and he making a whole $3,000 off of her head for each performance. So all of that to say, again, if you understand the relationships in the business and how it works, and then you understand that you need to set up yourself in a particular way, you'd start to see things work a little smoother. I not agree with trust no one.
Drew, come on, hard, boy. I got it from my face, do
But you're able to understand how things work and how things operate to maximize the benefits from that. You know, your business. If this is the business and this is the livelihood that you say you want, then you need to learn about it.
Have to. Knowledge is power. I agree fully to that.
Exactly.
Have to.
And there are N programs out there, free programs and otherwise, that teaching you about these things. So to say that I don't know about nothing about this, that is being totally ignorant when the information is out there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I think, well, just to include the way, I think, just as what you rightfully say, some people, when you see paperwork, they run in, and this is where you have to, the reality, especially when they're making a profit, especially big money events, big paying events, you can, just like what they say, end up saying, all right, you're paying 20,000, and then bam. All right, I ain't care that 2,000 I get in my pocket, but then they're supposed to be getting 18,000, you know? So, so especially people from the Steelpan fraternity, especially our community, as we call it, because of where we were before. So that's why I was saying that for me, I'm really glad that you came on, because this is something we are lacking real bad. Especially players, the players need to be informed properly, not just the managers. You know, so if something, even with you're a member of a steel band and something, you have your right to query certain things from the business aspect. So if they
Mm-hmm.
come and say, well, okay, let me just say with cola or tax insurance or wherever it is, at least they have your knowledge. Well, okay, no, I know X amount is usually spent on this. So why is so much being spent? Or whatever the
Mm.
case is, you know.
Mm.
So, and it
Well,
just to be informed. Hmm.
the next thing you just trigger in is contracts. Just
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. What's that?
that paper will save your life. I know Kern have stories about contracts because I've fed up buffing about it until he.
But if I
So,
didn't know, I had to be wicked to myself.
but contracts, people, contracts is not meant to annoy your life. It is not
Mm-hmm.
meant to just be a bunch of people sitting in a room that have no significance. It is there to
Hmm.
help you, even though you think you might need it, especially between friends. Even though
Yep.
you think
Hmm.
it's not needed, do a contract.
Like a
Oh,
hero.
contract. You must not be going to performances and then at the end of the performance or even halfway through they hiring you for the 1st of July. Your discussions be very bold and upfront. How much are you paying me? What is it? Well, this is my fee. And so and stand firm on it because they will pay
Hmm.
that money for everything else, you know.
Yep.
So stand firm on whatever it is, and then do a contract for whoever your client or your service provider or whoever it is hiring you. If they didn't provide you with one, then have a template to give to them and say, here, this is what we agreed to. So, and it doesn't even need to be a whole fancy thing. It could be a one pager saying
Mm-hmm.
this is what it is, this is the date, this is the time, this is what we agreed to, this is the amount, this is the terms and conditions that we're saying, okay, 50% now, 50% at the end, or 100% at the end, or whatever. And this doesn't only stand firm for performances, it stands firm for a number of things. So it's
Hmm.
like people are afraid to put down their foot when it comes to the dollars and cents. You're asking how much is the performance? I don't know now. I don't know how much they pay. What do you mean you don't know how much they pay? You don't know?
Well, I trust them now. He's my friend. I know you gonna fix me up good.
Nah, it's have
No.
You understand?
no friend business. It have no family in business. Business is business
Mm-hmm.
and family is family.
Hmm.
Yep.
Separate
100% agree.
separate it because you will
Yep.
find yourself in hot water. Separate it. If it is you're
True.
doing arrangement for somebody upfront, okay, this is my fee, this is how much I charge per bar, or however it is you do it per bar, per page, however you choose to do it. Everybody have their different.
Hmm.
And do some homework if you don't know how much to charge, which is something that always comes up. I don't know how much to charge. Do some homework and find out from people how much they charge for this, how much they charge for that. So the name of the game is that you come in at the sweet spot. You don't go undermining all your other
Mm-hmm.
colleagues. And I use the word colleagues loosely because you may not know them, but you don't
Hmm.
go undermining the community then, and decide
Yeah.
if they're charging $10 a bar, you're going to charge two because you want the job. Because
Yeah.
that
No,
one,
man.
he values what you doing, and then in some people mind it will place a question mark over the quality that you providing.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Go in the sweet spot. So if they're charging 10 and you might want to charge $9.50, $8
Mm-hmm.
if you feel you're not that well seasoned. And then if it is you
Hmm.
what is 10 and you have enough years of experience behind you and you want to charge 15, then charge your 15, you
Yep.
know? You
Yep.
want to try to stay away from undermining, from going very, very low.
Yep.
And
Yep.
don't worry, all money is not good money. Just
Yeah.
remember, all money is not good. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to undermine the entire community and process in the way that you charge, and you're going to have a whole bunch of people that hating you because you know, especially if you're not damn good and you're doing that, because now
Mm-hmm.
you're setting this sort of subpar standard for everybody
Yeah.
else kind of thing. And then when comes time for them to actually charge for their services is a difficult thing. So, it would be nice if you can form, what you call it, arts collective is what comes into mind. It's not an arts collective.
Union,
A union,
association.
and sort of
We've
try and,
talked about it on the show. We've talked
Girl,
about it.
that will be the day. As you rightfully said, there are so much tea partners, but you brought up a very valid point earlier. It based on our level. Everybody can, they are not the wedding singer, the birthday party performers, but they are those who have it as a career.
Mhm.
So once that you $1 million question, how can we really form this union or association of steel partners? We already have a steel bands, but partners, that's where
I
that
think
that is
the
mhm.
way to start, in my humble opinion, is through the universities. In that you have these two lovely universities that churning out panels every year.
Right.
Hmm.
They have a whole body of panels that passing through the experience, the inexperience, the intermediate. They have all of them passing through. So if it is, you can start with who is the body of musicians coming from this one, who is the body of musicians coming from that one. I don't know, get some representative from each one of them and then come together and just, so it's basically a funneling persons from the university side into
Hmm.
forming this thing, you know.
Hmm.
Then everybody else will just start to jump on board. There's always had to see somebody do it first, and then the system work, and then they'll say, "Oh, okay,"
Yeah, and then come on.
you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So forget the naysayers, forget whoever. People will ask, "So why music TT don't form a union?" I was like, "No, we can't do that, right? It's government.
No.
You can't lobby against yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make the private sector needs to. You all need to do that. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, do that. Do something
It's
else
it
that
sound good.
just fly
It,
out.
no, no, it sound good. Easier said than done. But I mean, if I had to be frank, well, not if, but being frank, not not every talented person that attending universities or interested in attending university. Not every skilled person has a career attend university. So that's what I mean. It's like, it's something it really had to do like proper researching, but the university aspect of it, I agree, but
The university aspect, I simply just recommended that because it have a funnel of persons there. So they
yeah,
reach rather than you're trying to find people from here, find people from there, find people from there. Like they could literally tell you, okay, each year, let's say they have a batch of 30 persons um going through their
got
program.
finishing.
That person's there, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, and you just multiply that because it's an easy pool of people to tap into that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
where they are,
understandable.
find them. They usually have plenty time on their hands. Like
I
this.
hear that.
Usually in activist mode because they're young and
Mhm,
they're vibrant and they want to shake up the place a little bit. So
mhm.
yeah, that's a good market that way to tap into. Not because of the I go into school so I have knowledge or not that
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
it may- that is an easy pool, they're right there. You could find all of them in one spot. All of them in the practice room.
Yeah, correct is right. The practice what?
Post room. So
You carry her back to you there.
the Dewey case in the yard on the grass and the greens under the big mango tree.
Tree. Yeah. We.
So I just have a question. I know we've touched about on this on previous podcasts, but how would you tell a panelist or tuner to market themselves if they want to get themselves out there more?
Right, that was the next thing. That was actually supposed to come before my whole contract. Madness, I
Oh,
wonder.
sorry. Well, you're welcome.
No, no, it's like something else I was gonna say and I forget about it. Yes. So before I actually answer the question, let me say what I've noticed. So
Hmm.
if I put in hashtag Steelpan, hashtag pan, or whatever, and I decide I'm gonna click on these hashtags to learn about Steelpan, I find persons from all other parts of the world. I would find from Switzerland, I find them from the US, you find them from UK, you find them from all over the world, except the Caribbean. Take
True.
a second to sink that in.
Wow.
Tobago is claiming that this is this is the home of pan, and I cannot find proper presence of the steel pan on social media that is extremely vital in this day and age. So I saw, what's his name? Regrello is Joshua.
Joshua.
I saw him earlier in the chat, and that is he trigger off the marketing question in my head, because now he is at a stage where, you know, he is a brand ambassador, and his social media where it comes to pan is hopping. So, you know, he's one of the extreme few that actually have us like yes, this looks really, really awesome. I need to find this instrument. I need to learn about this. Ooh, this instrument is so cool. Whatever. And he is making it look cool. I've sent his profile to a few of my foreign Fulbright colleagues, and they would look at it and they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I want to learn. I want to this. I want to that." They're getting excited off of just watching somebody's profile. But then you try to find everybody else who we actually know. And Joshua is young, so there are tons of others that came before him. And if I go to look for their profiles, it's just nothing. It's just them, you know, they post now and then they post 6 months later down the road, if at all. And then it's about the food that they eaten today, and the yard that they went out in yesterday, and how the grass is looking, and it doesn't say anything. So if I'm saying that I am a panist or I'm a steel orchestra or whatever, I need to see profiles reflecting that. Up to now, if I go on Facebook and look for, now that was Instagram I was talking about all that time. Now if I go on Facebook and look, I still can't find half the steel bands that Trinidad say they have. I can't. If I find 5, I find plenty. And if the 5 I find active and actually showcasing things, I find plenty. It's sad. It is really, 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 really sad. So I think we definitely need to pay a lot more attention to how we marketing ourselves. So look at logo creation, simple things. You're looking at logo creation, you're trying to create a brand identity for yourself. So when people see you, it's like, okay, this is this brand. Like in Somerville, everybody know you have the vocal and the treble clef and the whatever. Treble and thing. So we got a custom that's Kern logo, right? This gold branding, and he have it everywhere. He have it on his case, he have it on his arm, he have it on
literally everywhere.
literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So you're seeing that, right? If you look at Gussie Pans, Gussie is branding his pans. He has his site functional, his Facebook, his Instagram. You would see Gussie always doing things. And
also to include Keisha and Julian as well. He is a next young upcoming, well, not upcoming, sorry, young Steelpan active as well too.
Yes.
So, especially via social media.
Yes, that is true. Thank you. Yeah. So so your brand identity, building a brand identity is important. People need to know how to identify you. They need to, and you see all these crazy long names, and then names with full stops in between it, and dashes and commas and upside down. The more complicated you make these names, is the harder you're gonna make it for people to
That's
find.
fine, yeah.
So
Mhm.
before you choose a name, what I usually do before names for anything is go on GoDaddy. Go on GoDaddy and see what names available. And if the name that you want is unavailable as a domain, then the next thing I would probably do is go to see what their site about, what their company is about. And if it's along the lines of what I am doing, well, then that tells me, all right, I need to change this name completely because it's going to clash somewhere, especially if the name is popular already, it's going to clash.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a colleague, he was in the chat here earlier, Cage. He goes by
Yeah, Cage.
Cage,
Yeah,
right?
Cage.
Before Cage used to go as KG. But then
Yeah.
there's another very popular artist here named KG as well. So when you type in KG, the first one coming up, of course, is the most popular one.
Right.
And he dominating all the information that coming in there.
Mhm,
So,
yeah.
so it was a very smart move on his part to have to change to something else to be able to make his own identity present. So that's
Right.
just trick of the trade there inside of there. Go to GoDaddy, find out what names are available. I always type in the names because I always think about names for something or the other. So I always type in the names to see. And then the second step to that is it also tells me that a domain is available, right? So when I see the domain available, I go and reserve it almost immediately. Whether I'm ready to create the company or not, it's cheap. It's usually like $12 in the first instance. I just go and reserve the name one time.
Right.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not saying to go and create a website because I know everybody is be like, oh, your website's expensive. Let's buy this, website that. It actually isn't that expensive anymore to create a website, but
Nah.
still in the pockets of some people, and then some people do have credit cards and all of that. At least go and reserve your IG page and your Facebook page. That's free. And TikTok.
Yeah.
That is free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And make sure that you have that, and then make sure that all of your names are streamlined to be the same thing. Don't be Red Hot Gal on Facebook and Red Hot PT on Instagram, and then something else on something else. Try to uniform everything across the board so that people find you easy. So in our case, is Music of TT, Music of Trinidad and Tobago, Music of TT. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all Music of TT. You type in Music of TT on LinkedIn, you're going to find us. You type in Music of TT on YouTube, Music TT's page is going to pop up. So is Music of TT across the board. So you want to be consistent where that is concerned and not choose long names.
Right.
Choose something very short, succinct, to the point. And I know people like to get creative with names, but I would say this loosely, don't get too creative because sometimes you get too creative and then spelling errors, the way people interpret it, would change all the time. And then they're like, but I can't find you. How you spell it again? How you do this? How you do that? So that becomes a little bit troublesome sometimes. So it would work out better in your effect, even in choosing a name and even in choosing that tag, whatever that finding tag is. So do some market research before. Now people hear market research and they get scared. It's as simple as creating a Google form and saying, these are the name options. Do you like these names? This is what the company is about. So. You want to make sure the name is reflecting your brand, right? Whatever it is you're putting forward. Even if it's your name, you would realize some people in the artist world, they would use their middle name. They will cut off the name and whatever and just make it one short. So like Rita, the end. You know, you just use something short, sweet, to the point. From the time it get too long, you encounter spelling errors. You also encounter journalists and stuff having problems with how to spell different things. So when you go to search your name, it's because it's not coming up or the article's not coming up because things are too complicated. So when you do research is as simple as a Google form, which is free, absolutely free. Send it out. You need to send it out to, let them critique it, and then you get in your statistics in real time. You get your information back, and then you'll be surprised half the time in what you think would be, hey, that's a real dope name. Nope. They don't like it. They don't relate to it. They can't understand it. Especially
Right.
dealing with an international audience, you also have to remember what might mean one thing in your language might translate to not so good in another language. So,
Right.
True.
really want to break into markets that are not English speaking per se, you also have to take that into consideration, right?
Right.
Again, I mentioned dollars and cents yet. All of this is free. All of this is free. You could do some research and find out who are music bloggers, who are music podcasts that's available locally, internationally. There are sites that will give you full listings of these things for free, and then you could go and tinkle and find, who's best suited to your brand. And again, you'll always hear me saying brand, because from the time you decide you want to be a musician in the public eye, this is a brand that you are putting forward to the general public. This is not Melissa Jimenez coming before you, because my persona and the persona of Melissa Jimenez, the artist, could be two totally different things. You would hear, if you listen to any of Patrice Roberts' interviews, she's always say that. She'd be like, I'm a very quiet, shy, to myself kind of person. And then you're watching her and it's like, what do you mean you're shy unto yourself? And what? One stage up and like and bust down the house and break down the stage, have everybody winding. This is like they don't understand sometimes in that retrospect. But some creatives literally put on a persona to do what they want to do. In studio, they're one way. On a live stage, is a completely different person.
Yeah.
That's just because in some cases it's self-preservation, right? Because you want to make sure you still feel at home, you're still able to relate with whoever, but then when you go on that stage, you can't be at home and sitting in your couch and singing your song on your microphone and being all cutesy and whatever. You go there to work and you're putting down a show. So they expecting a loading personality. And then statistics would also show that a lot of persons in the creative industry or performing arts in particular are actually introverts, on the contrary to the belief that they're introverts. And after a performance, is because they don't want to see your face, your face, your face, your face. They want to see nobody's face after. They're going home and hide because they're tired. And not physically tired, but mentally exhausted from dealing with persons.
Yeah.
True.
So they go home and they just go into the little bubble and they regroup. And then it's like, all right, I gotta come out the bubble again. And this is akin almost to like the theater industry. So I also did theater. So so in the theater space, they would tell you that you're taking on a persona. So when you get this character, this script to read, and I have to play the persona of a crazy ex-wife, I now have to sit down and think about, how does a crazy ex-wife operate? What does she do?
Yeah.
How does she move? What does she think? How does she eat? What does she drink? I have to create this person in my brain from scratch and then go on a stage and deliver this person. And one thing I always remember that Deborah Buku Mason, who's a very well-known theater person in Trinidad here, said to us when she was teaching us is that you always, at the end of it, make sure and release your character. This person is not
I get
you.
already,
This person is not you. After you finish your performance, you release the character and say, you there? Let me go there. This will also help you from not having multiple personality.
Good to know. Good to know.
I know. I already know. So.
So again, all these marketing channels, they're there, they're open, they're available. My brother, y'all would know him. Well, some of y'all would know him as Jose Freedom. Um, on his Instagram and whatnot. And he literally just popped on to what you call it, TikTok, probably a month or two ago, and just one stupid post, and that was it. Gone viral all over the place. Like, and he made a comment afterwards on his IG saying, it's so ridiculous that something so simple and stupid could go viral in a matter of seconds
Yep.
on this
Yep.
channel. It's so ridiculous. So if that's it, then take advantage of it. That's where the place is now. I don't have patience to be editing videos all the time, so they will never find me there. I was
Yeah. Same.
disappeared. But if it is something that is essential to your brand, and that is the way the marketing is moving now, and that is the audience that you're trying to get. And I can't even say that TikTok is for the young, because if any of you like what Steve Harvey or any of those type of talk shows and stuff, you would see somebody put up their 90-something-year-old grandmother, and she have her own TikTok page because of what she did say and all this has come out of her
Yeah.
mouth. And she going viral off of TikTok at 95.
Yep.
Yep.
So you just have to explore the channels. There are a number of free ways in which you can market yourself. I would really love to see more Steelpan
Steelpan.
and performers really marketing themselves, steel bands, steel orchestras, marketing themselves out there. Caribbean Connection is another one that does an excellent job. I pushing their team.
Yeah.
You really need to push out there. Like when I go on that hashtag again, I want to see Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean represented. I'm not seeing that.
You heard it here, guys. You know what you have to do now, Kern.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, well, I'll tell you, see, the only way you would know it, once you're not informed, once you have no knowledge. And that is one of our biggest failures, where we don't go in the direction of being properly informed. Some people just choose not to. Because I could, well, for example, like you, Daniel, Melissa, everybody, the people who you have around you then could say, because, having no business knowledge, but then, all right, social media, but, but seeing because of how, and as I said, to me, same you and Chakri, Joshua Regalo, Kishan, Julian, in terms of local Steelpanists and the others, I just can't. Another individual, Samantha Elliott, as well. So, yeah. So again, I think though, it's some sort of workshop or something could be, but you see the problem is, I just say you don't know as a core, right? You put it there. So I always say this: if there was somebody who have that skill, put out themselves out there to offer help, like same Kristen. No longer I talk to that lady.
Daniel
Like
said,
perfect example.
and Kristen just said she could help you all. So
Look, Kristen, no longer I talk to that lady. So that was saying is like, all she have to do is set up a platform that, okay, hey, well, that's the purpose of All Things Pan, all right? The purpose of All Things Pan to promote, but it's how much we could reach out to. But let's say if somebody have an individual business, not like Kristen, for example, she could put on a platform saying, hey, reaching out, everybody in the Steelpan community. First thing first. So once you see something like a flyer or a post or something, then bam, hey, you can reach out to somebody. It must go at their state. It takes one Steelpan, one community, and it spreads. But I think that's one of and I'm glad, as I say again, this is one of the things we lack a lot, is the business aspect of Steelpan in terms of promoting, especially promoting ourselves as an individual Steelpanists. That is why I could say, that is why Pan, because that same hashtag Steelpan, I didn't even, because we always post it, but never think about hashtags. And one time I decided to do it, and when I press it, I'm like, hey, look, I seen myself here. Or, And
Yeah.
even TikTok, I rightfully say, when I first time I go on again, Melissa indulged me to go on TikTok. When I go on TikTok now, a lot of foreigners, only panelists local is Joshua. Only local panelists I see on TikTok, like being highlighted when you click Steelpan. It have Charles, Charles from St. Lucia, but Joshua the only Trinidadian I've seen. Have a guy from whatever part, I think in the US. Two individuals, a guy and a girl, and all the guys that play Dabadabam, and he getting a lot of likes and all these craziness.
Wow.
So yeah, the things that we can more than do, we can even play with our eyes closed. And if you see the million, thousands of followers and likes you getting just from playing that one line from a song that was out since 2 years ago. So so
Very, very important. And people that just take hashtags, they'll put hashtag, oh my God, I had an awesome day. I'm like, that's not a hashtag, because the hashtag it's not for you to say that you had an awesome day. That's what the body of the text for. If you
Exactly.
if you want to say hashtag I had an awesome day, then just put hashtag awesome day or great day or something that is going to relate to other people's posts, right? There are free websites, again, that you can plug in hashtags to see what is trending based on the topic that you want to post. So if today you're saying you want to post about a new composition that you did, you could go on those sites and type in music compositions or new releases or something like that, and they will give you all the trending hashtags for what would fall under that category. And then when you use those hashtags, I could guarantee you instantly you would probably get, like, let's say at minimum 5 to 10 new followers from it, because people will constantly just start to come and say, oh, okay, they this is related to information that I am. So again, if I do a new composition and I want to funnel people to wherever it is, I would put new release, new music. Of course, you want to put Steelpan because you want to archive that into Steelpan and say that this is Steelpan community, right? And you would put the variations of Steelpan. So you'll put Steelpan, you'll put pan, you'll put
steel drums.
steel band, steel drum. You'll put the different variations as international use to make sure in front of the correct eyes that you wanted to get in front of. If you wanted to get in front of producers, you would put hashtag producers or hashtag new music. You want to put things that are relevant to the post and what it is you're trying to do with the post, not just a whole bunch of random things because they sound funny and string together.
Yeah, for real. But that's like what Akua says, a science. It's a task. It's something you have to be committed. Social media is something you can't just compose or something. You have to just actually spend time. And just to share this, as an advice, as someone said that to me, that you need to at least spend 2 hours commitment a day to social media in terms of looking and finding ways to put yourself out there and stuff. 2 hours, and I hear that 2 hours, but it worth it. And even when you said something there with the hashtag, well, thanks to all, I wouldn't lie, I actually got the opportunity for a gig, and I was telling Daniel that earlier. When I saw the person added me from New York, they thought I was based in New York. And as an anniversary party, that is actually Saturday coming here. So just saying that to show people it's really vital to put your hashtags, your notifications, and even a lot of people added me, because I don't like how just like that, just so people added me. But then I have to say the hashtag, like if I put hashtag France or whatever country. So when I click, why they adding me and you see they from this party state, I'm like, oh, like they say that now it makes sense. So
easiest way if you want to infiltrate other territories to put the country.
Yeah.
One of the easiest ways to get persons from that territory to pay attention.
True. And now as COVID, everybody inside, everybody, as in everybody, you know, like even the celebrities and everything, that's how we could catch their attention even more. So we can learn a lot from this. Yeah. So thanks, and they call you thanks, Melissa. But yeah.
Well, we are kissing 2 hours, which I'm happy we are, because I think we got a lot of. I feel like we need you back on because there's so much more we need to learn.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just talking.
Nah, not
fine.
just talking,
Fine.
you know.
It's information that we all need to hear.
Yeah.
So,
And most
yeah.
important, people need to know of Melissa Jimenez of Trinidad and Tobago because she is a gem. My only thing, she always like to be behind the scenes, but she's a very
Not
powerful
today.
person. Not today, one. Yeah, that's why I'm honored, you know, to have her. So this is not just for those who are here. This is not just an ordinary human being who just do things, you know. She is also where I can say part of us in the industry. You understand? And I think Melissa is one who is one to give us that hope from the business sector in terms of proper representation. You know, and again, a lot of people can testify and agree to that. So, I really hope that in the future that, you know, I'll see more. Who knows? It could be the minister of culture. Who knows? You never know. Yeah. You know?
She's running.
Yeah, she could run, but she know that whatever she runs from, it always comes at her feet. And she rightfully say, however God lead it, you know?
Politics is for me.
Yeah, well, true. But you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? We just need someone with the brains and knowledge and character, most important, you know. And not just, as you see, the arts, not just Steelpan, but in our case, because of Pan, that's one of the things we lack real bad. I don't want to go into depth, but Melissa, I could just say,
Next time.
I just want to say to you, Melissa, I mean, I know the host will do a part from my end. I just want to sincerely thank you, you know, for being here and sharing all of your successes. Continue being the individual you are. You are blessed. And I can say my whole friend, my dear friend, you know, and I wish you many, many more success and all good things that you deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you and me competing to be my personal marketing managers right now. I see you and Janai going competition with you in the chat.
No, I ain't getting to that. You see, gender, no, partner. When it comes to tour, yeah, and they say to my Trinidad language, I now come. So me getting that. When you pass and heal me out, that's when I can take my you know. But no, we're not gender, no. But Janai to beat me now and she know where I live in. No, thank you.
But before we end this, there was a question I wanted to ask you. Since Kern already gave some of it away, you're a model and you're a singer. What other fun fact that no one else knows that you can share with us?
How you can forget that, boy?
No, I literally was stumped by this question. Like, I am like, what am I gonna say for this boy?
Jandai can help you. I can help you too, no?
And to Jandai and my other girlfriend, Jamelia, just to find out. I was like, oh, yeah, how to answer this.
So we didn't answer that either? You didn't tell you nothing? You love to make banana bread.
Banana bread, that I do. I always have overripe bananas in my freezer.
So when I make a trip to Trinidad, I'm gonna come to your place and have some banana bread.
Listen, I am a boss banana bread maker. You will not.
And up to this day, I ain't tasted none yet. I'm sorry, after these years. Years. you know. But it's all right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you all like that.
No. I'm glad you did. You know, these things need to come out in the open.
Mm. But Somerville, stop people telling. What am I saying? Stop people
I,
telling. Oh,
get
Jesus.
it.
That I am a model, please.
But it's true. You're gonna pull it up, or?
Listen, Daniel. My only modeling stint is because I decide, okay, let me jump out myself a little bit and do this what was my Caribbean Fashion Plus Week or
Plus
Caribbean
size
Plus
something.
Fashion Week or something like that for plus
Yeah.
size models. And I say, you know what, let me jump out myself and do something very not Melissa-esque.
Yep.
Because
There you
I
go.
am very much a homebody by myself. Now I say not
Right.
homebody, but I have a hot foot. I need to jump in the car at least every other
Mm,
day. Go drive
mm.
home for more than a day. But I said, let me jump out myself and do this. So went and do this modeling stint. That was a whole weekend of craziness, which Kern and I
Mm-hmm.
singing for. So it's two things I end up jumping out myself for. To sing on a
Yeah.
stage to people. Because
Yeah.
We did an awesome duet. What's the song though? Wait now, what's the
it
song?
was Lionel Richie and no, it wasn't Lionel. It
No,
was like
endless love, endless love.
him.
Mm.
Watch if you hear my girl, my first love.
Oh my God.
Okay, if there's a video, you have to post it now. You have to post the video now because I want to see it.
No.
Of course, thanks to Dara. Thanks to
First,
Dara, I have it.
not modeled anything since.
I watch now. And when you see her in going out and stuff, if you see how my girl is dressed up, that's all I just see. She's an excellent dresser.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun facts, right?
She's like,
You go with fun
she's like,
facts.
no, stop. She's like, stop. She's like,
Yes,
stop.
no, now we'll help her. No. Gender and I will help her. You see?
Remember,
Speaks a lot to your French, you see? You see? Then the singing part, right, Daniel? So here you think with
Mm-hmm.
Melissa, right?
She's running.
Watch now.
if I tell you
It's
right,
look
oh,
gender right there.
just now, the spider is. Okay, now we could function because I wouldn't tell. I would not have been able to function.
In the one. So that's a fun fact. She fear.
Oh my goodness.
So right back to the singing now. I ain't gonna change the topic. Danielle is every song will play on the radio. She sing with.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ask her she know it, nope, she don't know it. Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know the names of these songs.
But she don't even, but she know the words.
Yeah, from hearing it about, I don't know.
No, don't try. Only first time you hear it. And you're like, and I tell you word for word now. I can't even think of a song on the spot right now. And putting out the volume low, no, singing away. What song is that? I don't know.
Let her be, man. Let her sing.
Me? I never against anybody happiness, no. Me?
You could.
Sorry?
The name of the program is not Boss Melissa Viles.
No. It's fun. This is the section with fun facts. This is the name of this section, fun facts, and it's fun.
Endless files. I don't know what's your purpose here. Oh,
Remember, she said fun facts. FACTS, not FACT.
I apologize.
And
So
look,
on that
gender, I
note,
watch. You see,
I,
look,
I
gender.
appreciate you coming on this show from your busy schedule. I'm trying to help you out.
Look, gender, I play in my part as co-host. So while you're talking, you're like, gender, I say it too. She actually never knows the name of a song or who sings it, you see? There you
Yeah,
go.
but I'm the same way though.
thank you.
But as I say, that is a gift. No, I never say it's a bad thing. I never said that.
Okay.
You know, she naturally talented. She know that too. Yeah. Okay, that's a fun fact of my line. She
is.
can't even answer. She now when I saying good things, you know, well when I say not really, I was always saying good things, but you know, I get deeper thing, you're quiet. Can't please people in this society, but jeez,
Oh, jeez.
Daniel, my work is done here. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on this show. I know you have a busy schedule. You're a busy, busy woman from what I understand. So I appreciate you taking the time
Mhm.
for coming on here and sharing your knowledge.
Thank you for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Awesome. If you want to come back again, you're more than welcome to. Without Kern. I'll try to minus Kern.
Without who? Anyway, I wouldn't respond to that, eh?
Hard luck,
I
Nick.
wouldn't respond.
Hard luck.
I
I'll
wou- No, I will take my sip.
drink my water.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, thank you again. I want to thank everyone for coming on and getting all this knowledge. It was a lot, and it will be shared and it'll be on YouTube later this week. So you're more than welcome to go back to it anytime you wish.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of your Monday. I know it's late over there, but it's still early over here. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Monday.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Everybody, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.